I watched a new movie on Netflix called Leave the World Behind.
Oh.
It's with Julia Roberts.
A new one?
It is a new movie.
Oh.
Wow.
It's made by the guy who did Mr. Robot.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyways, her and her family, they're like, she's like, we need to get out of the city. They live in New York City, like Brooklyn, I think. And she's just like, we need to get out of town for the weekend. You know, like, fuck the city, fuck people, we need to leave. So her and her family, they get an Airbnb, like out on the outskirts of New York City. And then they're like, cell phones kind of stop working and the TVs are kind of messed up. And they're like, whatever, we're out here in the, boonies.
We wanted to get away anyways.
Yeah, and then that night, a gentleman and his daughter show up. They
like
say,
a young daughter?
Yep, they say, well, she's like 18, 19-ish. It turns out they're the owners of the home. And they couldn't get to the city because of the blackout. And they were like, we just only had one place to go. Can we stay here? And
they said no.
There's just
Get out of here.
there's like this weird feeling like they saying who they say they are, but you're like, are they though? You don't know what's happening. But then like the TVs are gone completely. There's emergency signals. There's no more cell phone. There's no more internet.
What?
No TV, no radio, no nothing. There's no contact.
Is this a zombie movie?
With the outside world at all. And deer start showing up in the yard. Like herds of deer just show up and are like staring at this girl. So they're like, well.
Just at the girl.
Yeah, well, like she's the only one in the
girl?
backyard when this part happens.
Oh, okay.
The dad's like, I'll drive around, see if I can figure out what's going on. And he gets lost because there's no GPS. And then
the dad that owns the place.
No, like Julia Roberts' husband.
Okay. He left her alone with these people? I'd be like, I don't know. I'm going with you.
She's a strong, independent woman.
A plane starts coming towards him as he's driving, and there's like stuff being sprayed from the plane.
Oh.
And he gets back home, and it turns out it's a flyer that has like, it says Death to America on it.
Oh, that's
It's a terrorist movie?
Dude.
Golly.
It's wild.
What?
It is a wild movie.
Was it good though? Was it awesome?
I will say this. It's really good. Just be prepared for the ending.
It's bad.
At the moment, I was like, fuck this movie immediately. Because it was one of those endings where it's like, it leaves you up to determine what happens. But it's pretty obvious what's going to happen. So it's like, not that much, but just, it's a very jarring ending because it just fucking ends. And you're like, what? Wait, what the fuck? Like,
so there's not really any kind of resolution?
There's not really any kind of resolution, but it's like, like 3 members of our main cast are split up, and you kind of know where they're all going to end up and what they're going to do past the ending of the movie. So it's like, there's no resolution, but you know what the resolution is going to be, kind of thing. But it's like really good because it's like, there's a lot of twists in it. There's just a lot of like, holy shit, what the fuck moments. Yeah, it's good. I give it. It's on Netflix.
What would you give it?
I give it a good 8.
8?
7, 8.
Hey, I have an 8 out of 10. I'm
7,
about
8.
to drop on you guys.
8 out of 10. All right, and Julia Roberts. I'm sure she
Julia
looks
Roberts.
great.
What's his name? He's gonna play Blade. He's the new Blade.
Michael B. Jordan.
No, it's not Michael B. Jordan. Ethan Hawke is in it.
Ethan Hawke has been in a lot of stuff lately.
Mahershala Ali.
Oh, okay.
He's like the Airbnb owner. Ethan Hawke is Julia Roberts' husband. Kevin Bacon is in this shit.
Hey.
What?
Yeah.
Wow,
Banger.
star-studded.
Banger cast.
Dang, all right. 7 or 8.
7 or 8 out of 10. And then
Julia Roberts in a Terry movie. Wow.
last night, I watched Santa's Sleigh.
SLAY?
Yes, with Goldberg, the wrestler.
I've only seen one scene from that movie, and Tony told me it's literally the opening scene.
It is the
And
movie.
it's like the best scene, or?
I mean, it's just, there's no best scene in this movie. There's just scenes.
It is, what I saw was mindless violence.
It is,
Santa kicked in a
yes.
door and just
No. He doesn't kick in a door. He kicks out the chimney.
What? He
out?
pulled like a big bad
So
wolf?
like, this family's at dinner. And now listen, this family is at dinner. This movie came out in 2005. The family's sitting around the dinner table. It's Chris Kattan. It's Fran Drescher. It's Rebecca
that's
Gayheart.
right.
And it's James Caan.
How is this not a good movie?
It's James Caan is in this movie. Godfather's James Caan. Misery's James Caan is in Santa's Sleigh with Goldberg. I don't know.
and the economy's hard, you guys.
How or why.
Everyone's struggling.
But he's in. They're all only in the opening scene of this movie too. So I don't know. I was like, what? They're all at dinner and they're just shitty people. And Santa's feet come down the chimney and he hits it, and then he just walks out of the fucking wall and then just murders his whole family.
It's
like
dope.
Kool-Aid Man?
Kind of yeah, like Kool-Aid Man. Like
Okay.
he
Just walks through.
he just walks through.
He
and-
throws a Christmas tree topper like a ninja star.
Yeah.
Oh,
He drowns
cool.
Fran Drescher in some eggnog.
And then doesn't he light her on fire?
He lights her on fire. He karate kicks Chris Kattan.
This is
into
all in
like
the first scene?
This is
In
the
first
opening scene of the
It's
movie.
like the first
the rest of the
30
movie?
seconds.
There
He kills
is
everybody?
no reason given for him doing this to these people other than they're just annoying, shitty people.
Who's Santa? Who played by?
Goldberg.
Oh, Goldberg.
The wrestler.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
massive man.
There's even a couple moments in the movie where you hear his like theme music that he walks out to wrestling a little bit. Like it's like mixed into the score of the movie.
That's funny.
But yeah, for like 80% of this movie, it's just Goldberg as Santa going around this town and just killing people. Like he has no connection to these people.
It's never explained.
No.
He's just a bad singer.
Towards the end of the movie, it is explained that he is the son of the devil
Oh.
and lost a bet to an angel 1,000 years ago. That before this bet, he was like a really shitty, mean demon. He's the son of Satan, you know? And this angel basically bet him in a game of curling. If he lost, he had to bring joy and happiness to people on Christmas every year.
And this was his way.
And like the movie takes place on his last night of. It's been 1,000 years. It's his last night.
So
and
he's
like,
trying to like
so
get it
he's
all
like,
out.
I'm back to my evil ways. Like he's just killing people left and right. Like, and he's doing it. He has like a sleigh with a white buffalo reindeer. And like, the
Wait.
reindeer's
So
eating people.
he's real Santa,
white buffalo.
and
He's
the
real
reason,
Santa.
Okay, and the reason why he used to bring gifts.
Yes, is because he
Oh
lost a
my
bet to an
God.
angel, and it turns out like the angel's the grandpa to our main guy in the movie we're following, and like.
So
Who
now
comes
he's
up with
like,
this shit?
"Woo."
But literally, this movie
Shift is over.
is like if you just want to shut your brain off, watch some stupid shit.
Mindless
No,
violence.
honestly-
just watch Santa kill people mindlessly. This is perfect.
I think that would be the opposite of your brain shutting off. Like it would just melt. Like it would try to.
It is.
Mine would go into overdrive, being like, "What the fuck is happening here? Like what?
Don't-
Like why
yeah.
is anything?"
No, you just absorb.
I
Just-
watched it with my kid last
just take
night,
a gummy and just fall
there's
asleep.
so many times in this movie where nothing is making sense, and he's like, "Dude, it's a killer Santa movie," and I'm like, "You're right."
Wait, your son said that?
Yeah, he's like,
he's like, "Dad,
he's like-
please, let's be
He's
real
like, "Are
here."
you trying to make sense of this movie?"
He's like, let's have a serious conversation right now about this.
yeah. I give it a good 7 out of 8. 7, 8.
Bullshit.
7, 8.
Okay, but you gave. I mean, that does
Holy
sound like your
shit.
type of
That's-
movie.
yeah.
It is my
okay.
type of movie.
So the Julia Roberts movie is
Yeah.
a real 7 or 8 out of 10,
Oh,
and then this
snap.
one is a Tony 7 out
Yes,
of 10.
exactly.
Ah,
you get it now.
I'm learning.
It's like the people in the
Yes,
comments
it's only
slide
taken
that are like,
20
whenever I was
years.
like saying Dark Knight's not good, but they didn't notice I was also wearing a Jaws the Revenge t-shirt. It's like, don't take me seriously. Like, come
You
on.
gotta be taken seriously.
Well, if
Or very
anyone
seriously.
actually listened to the podcast that commented, like they would know, but they don't.
Yeah, they would know. But yeah, Santa Sleigh especially if you love wrestling. Gold. I think we need more horror movies that have wrestlers as the killers.
Don't tell Rock.
Ooh.
He's already in
my
everything.
No, he's only a good guy.
God, that would be amazing.
Wait, he
Him
was
as a killer?
Wasn't he a bad guy in Fast
He
and the
was
Furious 4
Scorpion
or 5
King.
or something?
He wasn't
I
really
love
a
Scorpion King. That's a good movie.
he wasn't really a bad guy. He was kind of like just the rival to Vin Diesel.
Oh, he's like a frenemy. Goku.
Yeah, they were
his
actually in
Vegeta.
love. They probably like
Oh my god, that would have been amazing if they.
yeah.
So
Bald on bald action.
that sounds like a terrible premise. You know what else was a terrible premise? Well, not so much. It was not good. I watched 2 movies. One of them, which I'm going to shit on, and the other one, which I'm going to praise.
Okay, so one
but
of
maybe
them
shit on in a good way.
I
bad,
will
people
shit
like
on
that.
it in a pleasant way.
one naughty, one nice.
It has to do with Nazis.
Oh,
This is the good one or the bad one?
This is a bad one.
Bad shit one. Okay,
bad
got it.
shit
All
one.
right, got it.
It's called Stay Out of the Fucking Attic.
Is that the full title?
Yes. Yes, I'm not kidding.
It's called Stay Out of the... It has the fucking in it. Like,
F
it is...
ing attic.
What?
Is this like
This was
Anne
on like
Frank?
Amazon Prime, and I was like, I have to watch
All
this
right.
now.
That makes sense. Amazon Prime is like the Walmart bin of like horror movies.
It wasn't
there's some
Hulu. I don't think
weird
it was.
old-
Okay, there was a chance that it was Hulu,
Oh god.
but it's Amazon or Hulu. I don't remember.
I'll find out.
way,
Proceed.
either way, with a name like that, stay out of the
Right,
fuck. I'm like,
yeah.
I have to watch this.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay. This couple. You know what? I don't even remember why they were there, and I don't care. It was really bad acting.
It's not anyone of like no.
No,
Okay.
not at all. It's like this German guy has this house. What were they doing? Oh, that's what it was. It was movers. They were moving this house, right? So they're like, okay, it was fuck.
Is it like like World War? Like
This is like
it's
modern.
leading
This is
up to
modern.
it. Oh, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Nazis.
Well, yeah. So I jumped the gun to bring up that it was Nazis.
I'm like,
but
okay, sorry. I was like thinking of like World War II.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start over.
Okay, I think it's for the best.
It's
It looks like it's on Prime.
it's Prime. Okay, so it was on Prime.
That makes
So
And
sense.
anyways,
I don't think
it's also
Hulu
on
would-
Shudder.
oh, maybe that's where I watched. I don't remember. Either way. So it's called Stay Out of the Fucking Attic, which I had to watch it just based on the title, of course.
Yeah, if I came across that title, I'd definitely like
It
I'm gonna
was
play.
it's this guy owns a moving company, and him and like he has a girl that works for him and this other dude who's like it's his first day. Of course. They go to this guy's mansion. It's this old German dude, and he's just like
This is in America?
yeah, I think so. I think so.
Okay.
And so it's like a pretty unassuming, just like some old German dude. And he's like, everything needs to be boxed up here, all these rooms. And they're like, holy shit, this is like a big fucking house. And then they're like, I don't know, it's kind of creepy and weird. And he pays them like a ton of extra money. So they're like, all right, let's fucking do it. So they're like boxing up the house and everything, and it's going to be like an all day thing. Now it turns to night, and the German dude said, he's like, do the whole house, don't go upstairs, don't stay out of the attic, and then like something else. He's like, those will be taken care of. You don't need to worry about those. Well, of course they get a little too curious, and then one of the guys starts reading in the library as he's packing up the books, all this like German text and stuff.
It's like Mein Kampf.
Yeah,
Straight
come to
and center.
find out, he's like got all these like handwritten letters from like Nazi stuff.
Is it actually Hitler's alive?
No, Hitler's not alive, but he's like Joseph Hell. I forgot the guy's name in the movie, but he ends up being. I'm a spoiler alert.
Was he like the doctor that did experiments and stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
I don't know if
Mengele.
I don't
Joseph
know if-
Mengele? Or no?
Oh, really? Is that what it? Miguela? That doesn't sound very German.
Mengele. Or
Yeah,
something like
Mengele.
that. Mengele, yeah.
That's him.
He what? I thought. Oh God.
Yeah, they put him in
This
the.
is him?
Yeah, he never died because when people are like at their, I think it's like when they're at their most like highest amount of fear, he like takes the embryo out of their eyes with like a shot and like uses that liquid to like, yeah, it's so weird, but regardless. It's
good movie.
kind of gory, but the acting was just like so bad, and he keeps a bunch of like these Jewish people like as like slaves, and they're like super
In his house?
Yeah, and one of them is like
In the attic?
One of them's like his like dog pet Igor thing that he, and then when
Oh, like he's still doing experiments.
yeah, and he never died, and he's like
Damn.
over 100 years old now because he found the like not the cure, but like
fountain
the
youth.
way to stay alive. Yeah, and I was just like, oh my god, it was just like so bad. There's just like this starving Jew girl, and then there's like this Jew monster thing that he has, and I was just
God.
like, this sucks.
Who
And it,
greenlit this fucking movie?
I know,
Like
and
some fucking neo-Nazi
the effects
bullshit.
and stuff were fine, but like, oh my god, it gets so bad. There's a scene where you find out that the main guy used to be he was in prison, and he has a swastika thing over his heart, and he's like, I had to do it to survive. I just did it to have protection.
But one of the mover guys?
Yeah, the main dude, and you find out, and you're like, oh no, he's with them. He's like a Nazi, but then it's like he's not. but he is, but he's not. But then he goes up to the German dude at the end and cuts his tattoo off.
I'm going to show you.
He's like,
I'm going to skin myself.
Just ripping this huge patch of skin off.
His nipples in it?
And then he throws it at the guy.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I'll
oh
show
my
you.
God. Like, the movie was just not good.
I'm like, sir.
It's a bad, dumb movie. But it was entertaining. But like, it's just not good. Yeah, because like it was gruesome. Like watching a guy cut off his swastika tattoo was pretty cool.
It's like, sir, you could have had this removed any other time, a million other ways. Like, but now you're going to show this guy at this time.
It kind of has to do with the movie though, because you find out that he has it before. Like, you know, he has the tattoo, but he's like, no, it's cool, because the workers are minorities. And so he's like, hey man, that's not cool. And he's like, it's not me anymore, bro. Like it's cheesy as fuck. But then come to find out, the guy at the end's like, you're one of us, you're a Nazi. And then he's like, yeah, I know, but and then the whole thing at the end is where he's like,
so does he use it to his advantage to try to like
You'll
defeat
just
him?
have to see it and find out.
Can't wait. 2 nights. Believe me.
It's got some fun gory parts.
You've literally said 20 different spoilers about this movie. You might as well just say, if like, spoiler alert for anyone going to watch this movie.
Nah, just watch it.
What's the other movie you watched?
I watched a real good movie. This one I'm really excited about.
All right.
Okay.
He's like, it's go into the fucking attic.
It's
encouraged.
into the fucking attic. Yeah, the sequel. No, it was a prequel.
Prequel, yeah.
Jesus. So, okay, I actually have a really good movie to talk about.
Okay.
I'm excited about this one. It reminded me a little bit of Brotherhood of the Wolf in the way that it was like a sleeper hit. And I saw it and was like, holy fucking shit, this is amazing. This one, same thing. This is a sleeper. I didn't even know it existed.
Ooh,
it's from 2000.
Sleeper.
It's called The Cell.
I think I've heard of this movie
Jennifer
before.
Lopez, and it's a star-studded cast. Do you know the guy? I can't remember. Vincent D'Onofrio,
yeah.
Okay, you remember Private Pile, Full Metal Alchemist, Full Metal Jacket? You remember Private Pile, the guy that was like the fat one that has the donut and he gets beat up and stuff?
No.
Goes crazy? Have you seen
Kingpin
that
and
movie?
Daredevil?
Oh, yeah, he's them too. And he was in
Men in Black?
Magnificent Seven. He was in there too.
Magnificent Seven?
Anyways,
He's a bad guy in Men in Black.
Plays such a creepy... The roach guy.
The roach guy, the main bad guy.
More sugar.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that guy's all fucked up.
Don't do that. And he's like squishing.
Don't do that.
More sugar water.
More sugar water. So anyway, that guy, he is a really good creep. And in this movie, oh my God, if you like serial killer stuff, it's a thriller, it's a little psychological, and it shows just how much of a monster this person is as a human. He's a serial killer.
Isn't it? Like, I never saw it. I know what it is because, like, I worked at the video store when it came out and everybody was, like, kind of going crazy. But isn't it about, like, he's a serial killer and Jennifer Lopez literally goes into his mind?
Oh.
They have, like, this machine where they can, like, she's using it for therapy to, like, break through to kids with, like, psychological issues and schizophrenia and stuff like that. Well, come to find out, he's murdering all these people, and he only knows where one right now that is about to die is, but his brain shuts down from like a stroke. So she has to go into it, get real deep and nasty into his trauma and all the scary shit, and try and figure out, because he's the only one that knows where she is. But he's basically a vegetable state. He's completely comatose.
But before he went into that state, they knew that he was a serial killer that had a bunch of people out there?
They caught him. But the only reason they caught him is because he was like he had a stroke and it like passes out in his house. And so then they raid the place and find him already unconscious. And then they're like, fuck, he's a vegetable. He's nothing. We can't use him. He's completely brain dead because of like this thing.
So then they think that a bunch of people are still alive, or they're just trying to find the bodies?
They know that someone there's one person that's alive. They found bodies, all this other stuff. They found out like how he was doing it, because it was one of those killers where it was like he would leave a dead body. And then he would leave it a little bit more obvious and a little bit more. He wanted to be caught. Yeah. It's a great psychological, kind of crime. She ends up working with the police. The main actor in it is
Jennifer Lopez.
Nope, that's an actress. The main actor. The man is
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Nope, that's the antagonist, the protagonist.
Harry Connick Jr.
Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn, that's right.
Vince
What?
Vaughn plays like this young cop who's like, well, shit, I'm trying to catch this guy. And she's like, I don't want to go into this serial killer's mind with all this. And he's like, it can actually be dangerous because of being in that simulation, because you're technically like lucid and alive. You can believe and you turn your brain
like
on
real.
to thinking like, oh, I died. And then you will actually die. So there's this huge risk. And it's like you take these two completely different random people and the story brings it together in a psychological thriller. You end up feeling bad for the killer, but the shit he's doing is insane. He's like suspending himself with hooks over these bodies as he like bleaches these girls' skin to make them look like dolls. It's twisted.
She's not okay. So she's accessing his memories or like his
conscious. Yeah, conscious.
But so is that stuff actually happening, or it's just like ideas that he has, or that
it's what's going on in his brain.
Oh, okay.
So she's
like
trying to get in there.
It's like a mix of like you don't know what's reality or what's like
no. Here's
the
the highest praise I can give to this movie is not once did I need the movie to explain what was happening. In every time travel, brain sort of like psychological thriller, they usually have some like, whoa, it's up to you. What really was real? What happened? It's like, no, this movie does such a good job of like, this is when you're in like the machine and simulation. This is when it's real life. But not once was I confused or lost or anything. It's like the way it tells itself is really, really well done. And you also get like Made in Manhattan, Jennifer Lopez. So like she cute as fuck. She's like peaking right there. You guys ever see Made in Manhattan? Mm-hmm. No. That's a good movie. What?
Okay, but also Jennifer Lopez is a terrible actress.
So yeah, she's not great.
She just looks good.
Yeah. Yeah, she looks good. But for real.
There goes getting J-Lo on the podcast.
No,
for once, it wasn't up to she's a terrible actor, though.
You still look great, J-Lo.
You still look great. And we love that you're back with Ben Affleck because we love Ben Affleck.
They're back together?
Yeah.
Boy.
I don't want a boy. They
Where
listen.
Where you been?
I don't pay attention.
They got back together. Ben Affleck and Kevin Smith are friends again now.
Wow,
you love to
the
see
world
it.
is healing.
Yeah.
What would you rate this?
The Cell easily gets an 8 out of 10 for me.
Where did you watch it? Do you remember? I think it's
I
Prime.
had to buy or rent it from Prime for like $3.
What? What?
So it might be on other stuff.
That?
It might be on other stuff. It was on Amazon Prime. But
I
I only have like Shudder, so it wasn't even my Amazon account when I was watching it. But either way, The Cell is amazing,
right.
and you should. It's
It does
absolutely
sound pretty
worth the watch. And I know it's got a cult following, but like this one, it went under the radar. This was a really twisted, good movie. It has a lot of like Seven vibes. You know, where it's like you're chasing, you're one step behind this serial killer, but it takes a psychological twist, but not in like a cheesy schmaltzy way where things just happen. It really makes sense. I will say there's some trigger warnings, there's some abuse, and like it's deep. But if you like crime shit and like chasing down serial killers, this is a great movie. The Cell is fantastic.
All right.
Yeah.
I like it.
I need to watch it.
Oh my God, yes.
It's always one of those movies that's just kind of been around that I just never watched.
Yeah,
and then
sleeper hit.
Those
for
kind
sure.
of movies too are always like when I finally watch it, I'm like, oh my God, why did
I've been missing? Yeah. So definitely, like I said, Brotherhood of the Wolf-esque, where I was like, it's like the perfect time period. The visuals, by the way, whoa, fucking great.
Yeah, like
I
the
was
costumes
blown
in it too that I've seen
away
are like crazy.
that The Cell was this great. I was like, oh my God. But anyways, yeah, fantastic. Definitely watch it.